Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the post-game recap and kind of discussion. This video is actually going to be a little bit different than usual. Normally, I do a day after discussion the following day of an Edmonton Oilers playoff game where I go really in depth. I talk for like 30 to 35 minutes about a variety of topics. However, because I am still dealing with a bit of a stomach bug right now, I'm not 100%. I was unable to stream tonight like I usually do. I do apologize for that, by the way. I'm going to make sure that I'm getting myself 100% and ready to go for Monday's game and Monday's stream. So I'm just going to do a post-game recap video today. Monday, of course, I will have the pre-game report, Monday morning that is, but there will be no day after discussion. It's just going to be what I talk about in this video today. And this is going to be more of just like a ramble, kind of just what's on my mind after watching the Oilers lose 3-0 in game one to the Florida Panthers. Now, there were some really good signs in this game. One, Edmonton can hang with Florida, and not only can they hang with Florida, they actually control the majority of the play in this game. Kind of reminds me of that Dallas game in game 6 where Dallas controlled all the play, all the pressure, and Edmonton was able to come out on top. Tonight, I felt like the Oilers had the majority of the scoring chances, the majority of the high danger chances. But at the end of the day, Sergei Bobrovsky, he stole one for the Florida Panthers tonight. Florida got a couple timely goals because for some strange reason, Kris Knoblauch and Paul Coffey went back to the Ceci pairing, and I just don't understand. I'm going to quickly bring up Ceci stats here. So, Darnell Nurse's splits with Cody, Ceci in the 2024 playoffs. 2024? Yeah, that sounds right. I thought I missaid that. Nurse with Ceci in 167 minutes together. Expected goal differential, 35%. Chance differential, 40%. High danger chance differential, 34%. It is terrible. And then Nurse without Ceci in the postseason, 58% expected goal differential, 53% chance differential, and 57% high danger chance differential. There is absolutely no reason for this pair to continue to play together. I don't know what made them think that going back to that pair was a good idea. The Oilers won 3 straight games over the Dallas Stars with that pair split. Now you can say game 6 against Dallas was not a great game for the Edmonton Oilers, but they did hang on and win. I am confused why Kris Knoblauch and Paul Coffey just decided to tweak with that winning lineup. I don't mind a tweak here and there. But McLeod was playing center again, and then they had Corey Perry up in the top 6. And, no offense to Corey Perry, just not a big fan of, his foot speed right now. And he did generate a couple chances, but I think Corey Perry, I would prefer to see someone like Derek Ryan or Sam Carrigan at this point, and again, that's not me, trying to bash on Corey Perry. He just doesn't have the speed right now to keep up with the pace of play, which, by the way, the pace in this game was really fast. But going back to the lineup changes that were made, they put Nurse and Ceci back together after they were split for 3 straight games. They had McLeod back at center. Third period, Kris Knoblauch decided to load up Leon Draisaitl with Connor McDavid. After the Oilers played so well in the first 40 minutes, they completely controlled play. The top 2 lines were generating a ton of scoring chances for Edmonton. But once Draisaitl and McDavid were put together, all Florida had to do was shut down that top line because it kind of nullifies the rest of the lineup for the Oilers. I will say the fourth line of Janmark, Brown, and Henrique, I actually thought had a terrific game. They had a goal that was waved off. Connor Brown, he stuffed the pads into the net. That was the only puck that got by Bobrovsky tonight. Obviously, it was a good call not to challenge that. They would not have overturned the no-goal call on the ice. There's just no way. But, for Kris Knoblauch, made a lot of decisions in this game that really confused me. Even before the game. Now, in my pregame report, I talked about the projected lineup, and this was the projected lineup that I talked about. Now, I put Nurse Ceci, and I had it in question mark, exclamation mark, because I thought Kris Knoblauch was playing some 4D chess. I thought he had them together at practice just to maybe get Florida thinking about it, and then he was going to go back to Nurse and Kulak. Maybe he felt Kulak was struggling on his offside. I didn't really see that, at least in terms of the eye test. And Broberg, obviously, I've really liked Broberg's game. The advanced metrics for Broberg tonight aren't exactly friendly towards him or Kulak for some reason, but the eye test showed that I thought they played really well. But when you look at the players that are out of the lineup, Carrick, Ryan, and Gagne, I would like to see Carrick and Ryan back in, and I would personally, and this is, again, no offense to Warren Fogle, He hadn't played for a few games. He's put back in the lineup. Yes, he played well, lots of speed, but I find the play does die on his stick a lot. So maybe you put Carrick and Ryan back in, maybe you take Perry and Fogle out, and then who knows, maybe at some point you'll see Sam Gagner in this series as well if the Oilers continue to struggle at producing offense. Sam Gagner, he's an offensively minded player. Not saying that Gagner would come in and be a huge difference maker. At the end of the day, the big guns need to get goals. We haven't seen Evander Kane score in a while. Dylan Holloway's gone cold. Draisaitl had a couple opportunities. He couldn't score. McDavid, he tried to do a little bit too much, in my opinion. He was, a lot of one-man efforts, 1v4, 1v5 in the Panthers zone. You're just not going to win those types of zone entries if you're Connor McDavid. I understand what he's trying to do. I understand, he is a game breaker, and, we've seen him make a fool out of defensive units before. This is the Stanley Cup Finals. This is not a, random game in October in the first 2 weeks of the season. Connor McDavid, I think he's just got to dish it a little bit more. Draisaitl's got to be quicker with his puck movement too. The amount of times that Draisaitl was turning, doing a turn play, he'd face the blue line and he has an opportunity to pass it to either his defenseman or cycling it back down low. Then he holds on a little too long, and then he gives up the puck, and then Florida's gone the other way. Wasn't a big fan of Draisaitl's game tonight. I liked the fourth line. I liked the top line of Nugent, McDavid, Hyman until they got split. I did not like Draisaitl and McDavid being reunited. I did not like Nurse and Ceci back together. If Nurse and Ceci start game 2 together, we're going to have problems. And the Edmonton Oilers are going to have major problems. And the chances of Edmonton winning a Stanley Cup, they drop significantly. They drop significantly with those two on the ice together. And you can say, hey, maybe Skinner should have made a save. True. I agree to an extent, but at the end of the day, it's Nurse and Ceci making these horrifically terrible decisions on the ice. And, they got to be better, man. They got to be better. That first goal, I don't think there was anything Skinner could do. That's the first shot that he faced, and it's a backdoor play, one-timer, cross crease. Like, it's hard to ask Skinner to make that save. Yes, we saw Bobrovsky making an absolute ton of saves tonight, and he made some ridiculous, sliding on his pad saves. The Oilers had some missed nets. I felt the Oilers, they were going low a little too much. The Oilers had a couple breakaways, and they kept trying to open up the 5-hole. Bobrovsky's one of the best Scorpion goalies in the entire NHL. The lower half of the net is very hard to score on when it comes to Bobrovsky. You've got to get traffic in front of him. You've got to try and tip the puck past him, because if he sees where that puck's going, and he has a chance to react to it, that puck's not going in. And of course, go high, shoot high on him. He has a bit of a weakness with his glove and his blocker. If you go high, a lot of goals that get scored on him in the postseason are up high. So especially that blocker side, I was confused why so many of the Oilers' chances, they were trying to shoot low on him. Just elevate the puck on him. He's so good at covering the lower half of the net. And of course, Edmonton's just got to get more traffic. And Chris Knobloch and Paul Coffey, whoever is in charge of putting those defensive pairs together. I know Paul Coffey, he runs the defensive units during a game. I don't know if it's Chris Knobloch's decision on who plays with who in practice and then before the game when he pencils in his lineup card. But at the end of the day, both those coaches, they need to get on the same page, because I could not imagine being any other player in that locker room where there's 3 years of data showing that Nurse and Ceci do not work together. 3 years. And I don't know how many more times that we as fans have to go through this and watch this continuously bite the team in the butt. Like, it's just unacceptable at this point. The coaching staff has to know better. I don't know if it was just one of those situations where Knobloch put them together and be like, hey, it's the Stanley Cup Finals, go prove everybody wrong. You're just playing with fire if you're doing that. And whether goals against are their fault or not, it doesn't matter. Playing them together is the big mistake, and that falls on the coaching staff, in my opinion. Now, before I head out, we'll take a look at a couple of the other stats here. Shots on goal, the Oilers dominated 32-18. Face-off percentage, Florida had a clear edge in the face-off dot. I think Leon Draisaitl was kicked out of 95% of the draws that he tried to take tonight, and that goes back to the Dallas series too. He gets kicked out a lot. Draisaitl's got to figure it out. Now, the power play, Florida's penalty kill did a good job. I'm not going to say they did a great job, because the Oilers had some really good looks, but Bobrovsky made some big saves, and the Oilers missed the net a couple of times. There was one specific shot from Nugent Hopkins that he shot the puck over the net when he had a gaping cage. So the Oilers got their looks. They just weren't able to capitalize. If the Oilers were to get 3 power plays again in, in game 2. I have a feeling 1, maybe even 2 are going to get past Bobrovsky this time. Penalty minutes 10-8, so pretty even. I had no real issues with the officiating in this game. I thought it was fairly officiated. The Oilers had the edge in the power plays, and that kind of makes sense considering how well they played. The hits, though, 63-35. I don't know how accurate that is. 63 hits seems like a lot for the Florida Panthers, but they also did not have the puck a lot. So, of course, you are throwing the body a lot more, trying to get possession back. Well, I shouldn't say they didn't have the puck a lot. They did have the puck a lot, but the Oilers, in terms of their possession metrics, they controlled play a little bit more, in my opinion. Block shots 21-15 in favor of Florida. Giveaways 14-10 Edmonton. The Oilers had a lot of giveaways, and that's Florida's, relentless forecheck. Florida comes in, they attack you, and they come in and you got to be quick. You've got to be quick to make a play. If you're not quick, they are going to strip you of that puck or steal it along the boards. They'll prevent the high flip off the glass, that sort of thing. And then takeaways 11-4 in favor of Florida. So those are kind of the stats for the game tonight. And like I said, I'm not 100%. I'm not going to have a day after video up tomorrow, so I hope you enjoyed the video tonight. I will be streaming Monday. I know I'm on the upswing here. This is one of those, stomach bug food poisoning things that lasts about 24 hours. So I already feel the energy coming back. I was able to eat a little bit tonight. So Monday for sure I will be streaming. So once again, I do apologize that I did not stream tonight. I know a lot of you look forward to those. So I deeply apologize for that. I hope you can all forgive me, and I hope we can get ready for game 2. Monday morning, I'll have the pregame report up as well. So keep an eye out for that. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. If you liked tonight's video, make sure you hit like. If you really liked it, make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you tell someone that you love them. All right. I appreciate it, Oil Country. Also, Florida fans, congrats. You're up 1-0 in the series. This is going to be a very, very long and fun series, I hope. So GG's Panthers fans. Take care, everyone.